Hi everyone, welcome to another segment of Short Clip Lessons. Today we are going to talk about a concept called common fingers. In this case, we will call it common strings because we are doing one finger chord. Eventually, we will move on to our full chords where our common strings will turn into common fingers. But let's focus on common strings for today. So common strings are strings that stay the same when you play one chord into another chord. For example, if you have your C chord right here and you go into your E minor chord, which is no fingers, notice that those strings that did not change, that they did not have any type of change, are the first and the third string. So between C and E minor, strings number 1 and strings number 3 stayed the same. String number 2 changed because it went from having finger 1 on the C chord to an open string on the E minor. Okay, so we will have our C chord, our E minor chord. We're going to play it 4 times each, but we're going to give ourselves 4 beats of silence before moving to the next chord. So we will play C major 4 times, then count for 4 beats of silence. And what do we do during those 4 beats? We count and we prepare for what comes next. In this case, the E minor chord. We're going to play the E minor chord 4 times also, then give ourselves 4 beats of silence to prepare again for our C chord. We will do that 2 times. Ready? So here's the speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, C major. 1, 2, 3, 4, silence. 2, prepare for E minor. Ready, and E minor. 2, 3, 4, silence. Prepare for your C. 2, ready, C, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So you do that a few times until you get comfortable with it, and then you allow yourself only 2 beats of silence to go from one chord to the next. So you're going to strum it 2 times, 2 beats of silence to prepare, and then strum the E minor 2 times, and then 2 beats of silence to prepare for your C. So let's try that. Ready, and 1, 2, silence, E minor, and 1, 2, silence, prepare for C, and 1, 2, again, do that one as many times as you can, and then no beats of silence. You're going to strum it 1 time, count to 4, and then play the next chord, count to 4, and then back and forth. So it should sound this way. Ready, and C, 2, 3, 4, and E minor. 2, 3, 4. Good, and then you repeat that over and over again. Now notice, I'm only going to strum it 1 time. C, 2, 3, 4, E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are long note chords, but it's going to help you start connecting those chords. Good. Now the next chord that we are going to add to this exercise is our E minor 7. Now E minor 7, our C chord and our E minor chord have strings 1 and strings 3 in common. Remember, they do not have any type of change. They're going to stay open throughout the exercise. So you have your C chord, string 1 and string 3 is open. E minor, string 1 and string 3 is open. And now E minor 7, we're going to use finger 4 on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, but we still have string 1 and string 3 open. So all these chords, you're only playing these 3 strings. So let's try E minor 7 with our pinky right here, so finger number 4 on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and it should sound this way. Good. Let's play it 4 times. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now we are going to combine all three chords. Remember, we're going to go from the very first part of the exercise, which is giving ourselves 4 beats of silence between every single chord. Now, what needs to happen during the silence? We need to count and we need to prepare. Good. So here we go, starting from our C chord. Ready, and C, 2, 3, 4, silence, prepare for E minor, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and silence, prepare for E minor 7, second string, 3rd fret, and 2, 3, 4, and silence, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now the next part of the exercise, remember, was how many strums? 2 strums and 2 beats of silence. So let's try that together. Ready, and starting from C, ready, and 1, 2, silence, E minor, and 1, 2, silence, E minor 7, and 1, 2, silence, and again do that as many times as you need. And remember, the last part is no beats of silence, but playing it for a long note chord. 4 beats of sound. You strum it 1 time, but you give it 4 beats of sound. So ready, and 1, 2, 3, E minor, and 1, 2, 3, E minor 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and good. So remember, tip of the finger landing right behind the fret with a nice curve on the finger. Make sure that you're only strumming 3 strings the whole time and land on the tip of the finger. Our last chord that we are going to do for today is E minor 6, and the way we play this is using our finger number 3 on string number 2, fret number 2, and this is the way it should sound. Ooh, a lot of tension in that chord, really nice sounding. All right, so finger 3, string number 2, fret number 2, and the common strings here are which ones again? The 1st and the 3rd string. The 1st and the 3rd string do not have any type of change between all these chords. So C, 1st and 3rd string are open. E minor, 1st and 3rd string are open. E minor 7, 1st and 3rd string are open. And now E minor 6, 1st and the 3rd string are open. So common strings are strings that do not change when you go from one chord to the next. So let's try the exercise. The first part of the exercise, remember, is 4 beats of silence between each chord. And what do we do during the silence? You count and you prepare. Only strum 3 strings with a nice left hand position starting from your C chord. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and silence, 2, E minor, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and silence, 2, E minor 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and silence, E minor 6, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and silence, back to C, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So once you get comfortable with all these changes, remember, do them very slow. Go ahead and go to the second part of the exercise, which is doing each chord 2 strums each and 2 beats of silence each. Now you need to go slower. If you need to go slower, go ahead, because remember, we are going for precision here and good sound. Okay, so good quality of sound and no tension, unnecessary tension on the left hand. Once you get comfortable with that second part of the exercise, you go to the third part, which is what? 1 strum each, but it's a long note chord, so you're gonna let it ring for 4 counts, but you're still thinking about what comes next during those counts, so that when you play those chords, it sounds good and it doesn't sound like you are unsure of what you have to do. Okay, so once you get all those 4 chords down, I want you to strum each chord 4 times, but instead of beginning with C, we will start with E minor. And the actual last part of the exercise, which is the very last thing that I want you to start doing. You shouldn't do this until you get comfortable with all these chords in the way that we just practiced them. So once you're comfortable with the changes, you will go E minor first, then E minor 7. Make sure you prepare that finger 4 during E minor. So E minor 4 times, E minor 7 4 times, E minor 6 4 times, and then your C chord. And I want you to feel the way you're going back with the fingers. You have 4, finger 4, then finger 3, then finger 1, and then open. You're going to do that 2 times for the whole cycle, and this is the way it should sound. So E minor first, ready, and 1, 2, 3, E minor 7, 1, 2, 3, E minor 6, 1, 2, 3, C, and 1, 2, 3, back to E minor, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Then E minor 7, 1, 2, 3, E minor 6, 1, 2, 3, E minor C, sorry, 2, 3, then you end on E minor, 2, 3, 4. Now you don't need to do it 2 times. You can do it as many times as you need. Just make sure that you are strumming each chord 4 times. And this will slowly lead us into our first song on the guitar. So enjoy yourself, have fun with these chords, and I'll see you next time.